Thank you so much for being here, Jaimie.
Thank you so much for having me. It is wonderful to be here with you all. So I joined the Keshet team in the middle of March 2020, an overall uneventful, mundane month in the world. And it was within those first few weeks that we had to make the difficult but necessary call to transition from our sacred in-person Shabbatonim to a realm that was entirely new to us, the realm of online programming. And we weren't sure going into these online programs whether or not they could reach as many youth or have even a remotely similar impact as our in-person Shabbatonim. But now we have our answer. Fast forward a year, I can't believe it's been a year, and we've engaged over 1,200 LGBTQ Jewish youth in a virtual rainbow of weekly programming, from tech studies to open mic nights, to leadership development cohorts, to processing spaces for youth of color and for trans youth, to even a 3-day virtual Shabbaton that took place just this past January. And our commitment to youth empowerment lives at the core of it all, with 100% of our current programs led by LGBTQ teens themselves. But one of the most moving benefits of being online has been our ability to reach youth who likely would not have been able to participate in an in-person program. These are youth who aren't out to their families, who are closeted at home, and who in some instances have actually joined our programs from within their actual bedroom closets, because that's the only way for them to feel reassured that they won't be overheard at home. So these spaces we're offering every week provide youth with much needed support and affirmation. But they're also opportunities to just have fun and celebrate each other, to share their talents and stories and hone their skills as leaders. But enough for me, no one could better convey the impact of these spaces than the teens themselves. So here are some of their remarks. From a 17-year-old in Ohio, in my day-to-day life, I do not have a space in which I can be openly Jewish and queer. During the virtual Shabbaton, being with other Jewish LGBTQ individuals, I was 100% free to be myself. I used solely they, them pronouns for the first time, and I didn't have to apologize for being myself. From a 15-year-old in California, the online program was an incredible experience for me. I only know one other queer Jewish person my age, and I was beyond excited to meet others out there. It is such a gift to be able to connect with people hundreds of miles away. And from a proud parent of a trans teen who participated in our virtual Shabbaton, it's been such a tough year, especially for a 13-year-old. And it was so amazing for us to see our child excited and engaged all weekend. And they made a friend, which really is what it's all about. As I mentioned, no one could better convey the impact of these spaces than the teens themselves. And so it is with great joy that I get to introduce you to Perlman. Is a proud Asian Jewish mixed race trans and non-binary student and artist. They're a senior at the Design and Architecture Senior High School in Miami, Florida, where they study visual communications and fine art. They are a poet and an artist and work on art accessibility, trans liberation, and dismantling the inequity of our current education system. And if you, like me, are wondering when they ever find time to sleep, welcome to the club. Attended the East Coast Shabbaton in 2019 and has since then been extensively involved in our online programming. They were part of our inaugural GSA Launchpad cohort last summer. They co-lead Keshet's bi-weekly Monday evening hangouts for teens, and they're a leader within our LGBTQ Jewish Youth of Color Collective. They're also a huge source of inspiration to me personally, and now I'm sure to all of you as well. So you're up, Iz.
Hi, thank you so much, Jaimie. That is so sweet. As Jaimie said, my name is Perlman. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a high school senior living in Miami, Florida. I think for me, the joy of Keshet programming is that it has given me the space to imagine something else. As an Asian Jewish trans person, I am very, very conscious of how my intersecting identities can be very painful at times, how I am subject to discrimination. There's a lot of vulnerability there, but being a part of Keshet has given me the strength, not only the strength, but the resources to not only imagine this better future, but to fight for it. I first got really involved with Keshet at the East Coast Shabbaton almost a year ago, last March, and that was right before the pandemic started. And so that was just like a transformative experience in my life. for most of my life, because I am a queer person of color, I did not engage with Judaism. I did not enter Jewish spaces for youth. I did not see myself reflected in any of these spaces. I didn't feel comfortable being a part of them. But being a part of that Shabbaton was the first time that I began to see not only myself, but my body, my trans body, as inherently holy. I had been struggling for several years with mental health issues, and this was the first time that I really felt those alleviate. Since attending the East Coast Shabbaton, I have had the pleasure and honor of being a part of so many amazing Keshet programs. As Jaimie mentioned, I co-lead the Monday night hangouts, and being a part of that space is something so special. I get to meet so many amazing, brave young people. I wish I had their strength when I was their age, who are coming to the space with a wide range of needs. Some folks have a supportive community already in person, and they're only looking for a space to have fun and hang out. Some folks do not have that and are searching for any semblance of community they can get. Everybody, though, is able to find a place where they belong. And most recently, I've been able to help lead the virtual Shabbaton, and that was amazing. I got to lead a program on being a Jewish queer person of color. All in all, Keshet has given me so many skills, not only to advocate for myself, for what I deserve as a trans Jewish person, but also to advocate for others. Keshet's programming around advocacy has given me the skills to complete racial advocacy work, combating anti-Blackness in my own school. I can confidently say that without Keshet programming, I do not know if I would be here right now. Keshet gave me the strength to keep on living and being myself in a world that so often makes it seem very impossible. But I also believe that without Keshet, I would not be living in or fighting for the future that I am so excited to imagine. So thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean the world, and Keshet continues to serve as such an amazing lifeline for so many folks. Thank you.